It is December 2nd, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. I'd like to call the special session of the McDonough Water and Light to order. And Trina McManus, if you would please do a roll call.
Yes. Mayor Morris.
Here.
Commissioner Tankersley.
Here.
Commissioner Elmer.
Here.
Commissioner Garvin is on a leave of absence, and Commissioner Macy Baker. Here.
Great, thank you. Today's meeting is to discuss the performance review of the general manager. I invite HR Manager Marcy Humley to introduce the topic.
Thank you. So we'll recap on what we're going to do today. We're going to refine the draft of the general manager's review and then provide direction to Commissioner Elmer, who will be meeting with John to discuss the review.
Okay.
So that's the task at hand. A good portion of the special session will be an executive session. We will then come out of executive session to discuss the things that aren't allowed in the executive session. So I wanted to go over those. So one of those has to do with goal achievement. So goal achievement is a section, it's number 12 in the competency categories on the performance appraisal. And we cannot evaluate an agency goal, objective, or operation or related directive to personnel during executive session held to evaluate the general manager or employee. So basically what that means is if something in the goals is an agency goal, it's like something on the strategic plan, or something that's agency-wide, then we cannot discuss that. That has to be discussed in open session. So when we get to that, you'll see that a good portion for the current 2025 goals that were set last year, 2 through 5 are specific to our general manager. But the first one refers to the strategic plan, and then there's a listing of strategic plan priorities down below. So if you wish to talk about any of those related to the general manager's goals, then those would be done in open session.
Okay.
The second item has to do with compensation. So discussion of an officer's salary cannot be discussed in that's executive session in connection with the job performance evaluation. So when we discuss compensation, the only thing that we'll be able to discuss in the executive session will be things having to do with our confidential documents, which would be the Millman survey and then the NWPPA survey. So all other discussions having to do with compensation will be an open session. So we'll go into executive session. Commissioner Elmer will lead the commission in a discussion of the competency categories. So we'll go through this. I'll pass out hard copies if people want them. The goal is to discuss any changes that you want to make in the combined paragraph. So when you looked through that, you probably saw it had all the individual discussion points, and then it had a combined paragraph. That combined paragraph it's what will land on the performance review that's shared with the general manager. So we'll want to refine that, make sure it says what you want it to say as a group, and also review the rating that is shown there to see if that's the rating you want to go with, or to refine that as well. When you get to item number 12, as mentioned with the goal achievement, we'll pay attention to that, make sure we're not discussing any agency goals. And then toward the end, prior to going into open session, I have some information having to do with the Millman survey that I can share with everybody.
Sounds good. That's good.
So I think I'm going to announce executive session. So we're going to go into executive session pursuant to RS 192-660 sub 2 sub I for review and evaluation of the general manager, and pursuant to RS 192-355 sub 4, information submitted to the public body in confidence where the public body hasn't obliged itself in good faith not to disclose, and the public interest would suffer by disclosure. If we have any media with us today, media staying in executive session are advised that anything discussed in executive session is not to be shared in public. Our intention is to come back into open session, although this meeting, we don't have anything on the agenda for any decision to be made. We anticipate coming back into executive session. However, we also have a hard stop of the meeting. I'm going to say it's at approximately 9:50. And so if we're not out of executive session by 9:50, the probability of us coming back into open session for anything of substance is probably really, really low. So I'm just giving that
Okay.
notice to the public, so they're not hanging around at 10:30 thinking we're going to still come back into open session, because we're not. So with that, I think, but we do anticipate coming back in an open session to adjourn the meeting.